Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Friday Night Lights. It is the ladies' battle. It is week 3 of our third series, which has been nothing but the ladies of IG, all of their beautiful sneakers and them doing their thing. Stand by. Sorry, my headphones went off with the background noise, which is the show, so forgive me. Anyway, so we're here. We're ready to battle, and my co-host, as glorious and elegant as she is, as always, Kixie Jixie.
Greetings, everyone. So glad to be here. What's good? Let's have a great time. Let's see what these ladies brought out. Let's get this poppin'.
All right, so let's meet our contestants from right to left. All right, starting off with Word, who's the far right on mine and one of my favorite people on earth. Word, please introduce yourself.
What up? It's Word Customs, your favorite customizer. If not, you're missing out on life. Also, the favorite Cowboys fan you love to hate. Get it.
All right, and right next to Word, we have some royalty with us, or at least the first royalty in our lineup, QDaQueen.
Royals, what's going on? It's your girl QDaQueen here, ready to get down to the second round. You know what I'm doing? Those are bars. Let's go.
Bars. She also brought her fire alarm, so listen for the chirp. Our next in the line of royalty, Khaleesi. Please introduce yourself.
Am I on mute still?
No, you're good. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
Khaleesi of Kicks. You all know me. Kendra. I'm just here to show these kicks off, see what the other ladies brought. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Now, let's see if Gigi can unmute herself. I think that she can, and I believe she can. Meet our resident Italian, who's still muted. Still muted. I'm gonna go to kick it while you figure out how to unmute yourself. And so our other New York native, she's right there on my screen. Kick it with DD.
Hi everybody, I'm here for round 3. I'm excited.
All right, and so Gigi's still muted. You got to push the little microphone that has a line through it. Just mash that motherfucker. Just push it.
Or reset yourself in. Can she do that?
Yeah, close the app and come back in.
Close the app and come back in.
We'll bring her back in here in a second. She had a hard time closing her app last time. Oh, no. All right, so see, she's looking at, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to eject her, yes, and we'll bring her back in.
Hey.
So, because she couldn't, I just want you to understand, like, why I ejected her, because last time she stayed in the show the entire time, unknowing that she was still on FaceTime with the entire YouTube. So, and like, we got,
she was smoking her cigarette.
And we got some, like, views. And finally, until we get our resident Italian lined up, we have Miss 313. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, my bad. I had
to
figure it out too. So,
hey,
hey, what's up? It's me. I'm here, so I don't get fired. So,
hey,
let's do this.
All right. So,
I'm so upset. Nobody's in a stairwell today. Nobody's in a car today.
I'm in my sister's house.
That doesn't count as a exciting place for me today.
Let's see if we can get her back in. You're good. Who is it? I got these weird emails like somebody wants to talk to you on light chat. Like, what is light chat? I do not have time for this.
They see your Instagram page and they want some of that.
Don't nobody want none of this.
I'd be annoyed when people randomly call me on the DM for the video call and I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Right, no, that's crazy, bro. Like, I had that muted. So let's see. So tonight's categories, while we're doing this, so let's go through them. Category 1 is when I think about myself. 2, a woman's work. 3, still I rise. 4 is Lady Lazarus. 5, Who Said It Was Simple, 6, The Shadow Voice, and 7, Hanging Fire. Now, these are all poems written by women. And I actually have a book that I have like 3 books that have all of these poems in it. And so our battles tonight are first round, we have Word Customs versus Kick It With DD. It's the battle in the Bronx. I don't think either one is actually from the Bronx, but it's the battle in New York. So, but you're in New Jersey.
Bronx.
You're from the Bronx? You ain't, right?
Word is from Newark, New Jersey.
It's whatever. I'm gonna say battle in the Bronx because y'all
You
motherfuckers.
can tell that high pitched voice is definitely from the Bronx.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to turn it over to Kixie so that I can get this particular situation squared up. So if you can, do you have the categories correct?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm all right. They have the categories. Word goes first, correct? Second. Okay, word goes second. I just wanted to make sure I had that right. Kick It With DD.
Go first, damn it.
I'm going to let you know that Word texted me earlier and asked specifically that if she could go second, so that she was not going first.
I'm not trying to follow. Yeah, I'm not trying to follow your number 4.
Gee.
Oh,
All
really?
of that being said, before we kick it off, I need a special shout out to the man in the chat. Where's John? Where you at, John? I got so it's dead ass quiet. Once I see John, then we can get it started.
While we wait for John, I do have the categories.
Yes. All right, we got it. We have 7 categories. 1,
when I think about myself. 2, woman's work. 3, still I rise. 4, Lady Lazarus. 5, Who Said It Was Simple. 6, The Shadow Voice. And 7, Hanging Fire. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. So while the homie Gigi is getting this squared up, we're gonna get right into this jank. All right. So all right, who's got the TV going on?
No, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. We just gotta be careful because YouTube likes to strike things. All right. So first up, we have Kick It With DD, and she is going to give us When I Think About Myself.
Okay, so my first shoe is When I Think About Myself. I chose these. These are my Dornbecker Kyries that released around Christmas of 2015. These came around the same time. This was last minute. Usually when it comes to Dornbecker releases, they usually release in November. But there was so many releases in the month of November, they released in December. The reason why I chose these because on the left shoe, it says strong. I consider myself as a strong woman. And then on the right shoe is grass. So grass to me means the floor. So when I step on the floor, I feel like I'm stepping my weaknesses and my negativity. So I feel like a strong individual with my Dornbecker Kyries.
Love that. That was amazing.
Yeah. I also love that shit. And Word, what you got?
Good choice there, Didi. Shout out to Jersey, Kyrie. So lately, when I think about myself in relation to the sneaker world, I think about all the L's I've been taking.
Oh my god!
And
Gigi just joined.
Back.
Oh, she's back.
Wait, we can hear you now.
Yeah, go ahead. Hey, Word, go ahead and finish your shoot. Gigi, we'll come back to you in just a second. Word, go ahead and finish your shoot. Demetrius, what's good? Go ahead.
So basically all the L's I've been taking. So to start out with my sneaker love, I was playing basketball since I was 5. So for me, my mom kept me and my brother in Nikes, but basically we would only get like quote unquote expensive sneakers.
Yeah.
So I would only get Jordans for basketball.
Yeah.
So my junior year, I moved from Woodbridge to East Orange, and I changed schools, and I didn't get to play basketball my sophomore year because of the move. So
Yeah.
for my junior year, around February when I moved, I saw that the Flint 13s were coming out, and I really wanted these for my junior year. And
oh my God, your Flint 13s.
yes, anybody knows who sees my
Your
it's pretty much my logo. It's my grail. So my grandmother was supposed to get me these for basketball season for junior year, and that same year, those Jumpman Jordan 2s came out that looked like these but weren't these, and she hit me with those, and I was sad as hell. So I didn't get these, needless to say. So when they came out in 2010,
pulled those out for you?
Yo, I almost lost my mind. So 2010, I was able to get a pair, and yes, this is my pair when I think about myself. Else.
All right. So in the chat, I need you to vote. Is it going to be DB or is it going to be Flint? So I've got 7 shoes lined up just so we can talk about something different. So when I think about myself, it's this shoe.
Oh, you think you
you didn't tell me we was joining the battle. I would have picked the shoe that freaking reflects me. Dan, you're a freaking cheater. You're a bad co-host. You're a cheater.
I have darkness on the outside, and I can be dark, and I can be stuck in my own world where you can't see all the details. But if you give me a little light and you give me a little time to shine, I can glow. All right? So we can do this. Yeah, I know, right? Butterflies. I
just felt that, and it's so real though, because I know you. It's so real, but totally embodies you. I'll let you have that one. But get out of the girls' battle, Dan. Get out of the girls' battle.
So the reason.
I think Lister is jealous of us for all the past 3 weeks because we're pulling out so much good shit.
Yo, y'all have been.
You know what?
I'm still fucked up about those.
I'm gonna mute myself and go grab 7 pairs of sneakers because you done did it now.
So here's what happened. Somebody hit me up in the chat and they're like, you should really not choose a shoe because your vote, your choice can sway the crowd. You know?
Oh, I see that. I can see that.
No, I don't. You voice your opinion and that's it.
True. I see that as what I see it as is like, when you actually in any battle, there are judges. And here the judge is the audience. But when you're actually in a live sneaker battle, there are judges on the panels, they're voting, and there's people in the audience, they're cheering and they're screaming. So in this case, the chat, the usual suspects, they're cheering and they're screaming, and I hear them loud and clear. And then we have our vote. So that's kind of like subjective. It's very subjective.
All right. So Word got the first point. The Flints won that round. So next up is Word with Woman's Work.
Word, I love the Flints. That would have been my choice.
Just let Dan be great.
In 97, I think it was 97, right? When they first came out?
98.
98. 98. I got them like 2 months early. Probably got them in late 90.
I came out in February.
Yeah, so I got them I got them in 97.
This is when the backdooring started.
Yeah, baby. I would leave $150 on a chair in Foot Locker, and my homeboy would bag up the shoes and leave them on another chair so that nobody would see the swap because there wasn't cameras at that time, but we would do the exchange. And it was $150 just to do team early, 2 months early.
I take that now.
Okay. So that being said, Word. Round 2, Woman's Work.
So for Woman's Work, obviously last week I had my little moment, so I'm trying to incorporate a pink shoe every list. So another pink shoe. I'm gonna go with the GS Pink 12s. That lose my.
Love the lace plate. Nope, you're there.
I'm looking at another. Yeah. So I went with the 12s. For my grandmother again.
Let's see the lace plate.
Oh, the lace plate. Yeah, even after she got sick, she used to take in foster kids, and even after she got sick, she had 3 girls that she was fostering, and she adopted them like a year before she died. So these are for her.
Amazing.
Okay. Now that you're bringing on my heartstrings. Didi.
So women's work, when I think of women's work, I think of a professional woman, a boss who wears a suit and tie, like a blazer when she's in a business executive meetings and shit. So I was in an executive meeting where I had to wear like professional blazer and everything, all type of shit. And I still had my sneakers and I wore these. So I was in a meeting and two of the guys that was there in the meeting with me, they looked at me and they was like, what do you know about these? I'm like, this is Dooms from 2007. I don't know the artist personally, only like one song, which is Whole Cakes. That's the only song I like about Doom. And I feel like Pixie
got rhymes like dimes.
Pixie could relate because there's been situations that she be in professional meetings where she wear like a professional blazer and all type of shit, and she be wearing fresh to feet. And
you already know foams. I wear foams. I go into
like there's been
meetings
like
and foams.
even if I go to like Foot Locker meetings and stuff, I will wear like a professional clothing and stuff, and then on my bottom I just get fly. So these are my get fly neutral professional shoes.
There's nothing. You said neutral. I'm mad that you called those neutral.
She said, on my bottom, I get fly. Pause. Now, so in the chat, write Doom or Pink. Let it ride. All right. So, Kixie, you and I are going to have a conversation about the last round while they're voting for this round. Okay? So we have the DBs, right? Because I just got a lot of heat for trying to have a conversation about the round as I understood it. So I'm just going to let it go. So we're going to talk about it's square. So, no, we're going to talk about the round before.
Okay.
So between the Kyrie DB and the Flint 13, which one are you going with?
I'm going to go with the Flint, even though the Kyrie DB is a strong choice. That sneaker has a lot of detail in it. I think it related to the category so well, but Word also had a story that was like very compelling and related directly to the sneaker. So even if it's not what anybody would consider like true hype right now, that's still, she made it hype because of what it means to her. So I was definitely digging that. So these stories that these women are hitting me with and how they're relating it to the categories, it's so interesting, but it's making it really hard to kind of decide. But with that one, I like the Flint. I like what it meant to her. I have nostalgia for it. I'm being biased. And Didi came really strong with that one. I love her meaning of that sneaker. So it was pretty dope.
So let me see. I want to see why. I want to make sure. Okay, cool. We just make sure we got all the people. So for me, like, I literally, like, a friend of mine came by last night, and you know, he wants to get into sneakers, get back into sneakers, and he wanted to know. And I told him the story about those, and he literally pulled out the Kyrie 2 DBs and just like he pulled the insole out because there's a message written on the side of the insole. There's like all kinds of stuff about that shoe.
It's so much detail.
The fact of the matter is I know Word, right?
And it has grass on the back on the
exactly.
That's
so
crazy.
I know Word, and I know for a 100% fact, if she had to be buried in a shoe, it would be the Flint. It's her icon. And so if she's like, if a shoe defines me, it's gotta be the Flint. It's a Cowboys fan. It's an OG. You know,
Cowboys colors.
Yeah, that's why I said Cowboys.
So if you were to be buried in a sneaker, what sneaker would it be? Would it be your Black Cause?
No, it'd be the Aqua 8.
Your 8s, right?
Yep. It gotta be
mine will be Solar 2 Yeezys, Red October, or Yellow Lobster.
She got that big money. Anyway, you didn't win that round with your Dooms. So Word has 2 points. You have 0. I need you to do something about that, Didi. So, you know, let's get to it. Still I Rise.
Still I Rise. So, I have these shoes. These are Santa Cruz's. Now, you're thinking to yourself, out of all shoes, why did I pull these shoes out? So,
but let us see the shoes. Lift the shoes up.
Yeah.
You have to lift the shoes up.
You gotta hold it like this for me, Didi.
Okay.
Like this?
Yeah, so we can get the lateral side.
In the camera.
Okay. So 9 years ago, I lost a friend to suicide, and I lent her these sneakers, and she was the last person to wear these sneakers.
Oh, wow.
I have these sneakers in my room so that I see every day like a reflection. And she passed away due to suicide. So I look at the shoe every day and think of all the people who suffer from depression, who suffer from anxiety and stuff, and who are still walking around every day and who are still alive and is still, you know, dealing with the situation. We know a lot of people in the community that suffer from depression and PTSD and stuff. And I have not worn this shoe since she passed away, because it brings me chills and it shows. I just want to represent, you know, all the people who suffer from depression and stuff. And I look at this shoe every day before I head to work, thinking still I rise, and that I'm alive every day, and for other people who are still alive every day. So yeah,
that was beautiful.
That was intense, man. I
word.
got like intense.
Yeah, I thought that story was for number 4, which is why I wanted.
And that's what you get.
Yeah. So
for doing some old sneaky sneak.
It wasn't sneaky. I just didn't want to follow that. Like, yeah. So
That's what you get.
For my shoe about the Still I Rise, obviously I think of the Maya Angelou poem.
Right.
In my life, my dad wasn't around, so I was pretty much raised by my grandmother, my mom, and my great grandmother. And my great grandmother, my great grandfather was around. He was like the last good man I can remember in my family, in my life. Well, other than that, I was just basically raised by strong women. And it's really funny because my grandmother resembles Maya Angelou. Like, we would be out and people would literally mistake her for Maya Angelou. So I picked Kyrie, Powers female. As a powerful woman. I mean, this shoe is super dope. I love the colorway. I love what Kyrie represents. I mean, his mom played ball. He did the mom pair, which Lister has, which is really dope. Mm-hmm. Jersey, so couldn't go wrong with this, especially in the midst of all the, you know, the Me Too movement and everything going on right now. Like, the shoe is just.
So, all right. So in the chat, we've got Didi. What was the name of that shoe?
It's a Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz. Okay, cool. So in the chat, put Cruz or female. All right, and let us know. Cruz or female. Shout out to John keeping counting the deal. All right. So the last round, Kixie, which one are you picking? The Dooms or the Pink 12s?
I gotta go with the Dooms. The Dooms are probably top 5 SBs for me. I like how they related to the category. And it's a solid shoe, but it's not neutral, Didi. There's nothing neutral about that shoe, but it's definitely a dope sneaker. I'm not too crazy about the Pink 12s. But I love the lace plate that Word has on it. Like, sometimes it's a small accent that you personalize that freaking kills the sneaker. And now if that sneaker sold with the lace plate, then maybe I'd be more inclined to get it for just the simple reason that I like accessories. And I have bought sneakers just for accessories. But I thought that was so dope. So I liked it. But I have to go with the Dooms.
Yeah, and for me, it's a no-brainer. Like, the Dooms are literally one of the favorite shoes I own.
Like Dooms, Melvins, like between those types of SBs, I love the colorways on them.
Lucky's, Catfish.
Yeah, there's a ton.
Scars.
You know, but in the end, like, you know, like, one, I have to say this: if you're in the comment section and you're not giving us that thumbs up, you're wrong. Help us out. Get up in there. Smash that thumbs up button. Get the message out. The more you like, the further it goes as a live. So put that out there.
Put some finger action in it.
I did not say that. So because I didn't say that. All right. So what I can say though is that the Kyries have won. Kyries won that battle. So let me put another point in the column for Word. All right, Didi, Lady Lazarus. I hope you can come back because right now you're looking.
Lady Lazarus is the retro, right?
I think it's on me first, no?
Yes, because you would have gone first in this round because that's what you thought was going to happen.
Quick question: Lady Lazarus is the retro, right?
Yeah, it could have been a retro. It could have been a line they brought back from the dead.
Well, I'm about to.
But it's not you first. Hold on, it's not you. I was wrong. It's Word first. My apologies. My apologies. You went first with the Doom. I owe you. That's mine. That's me. Word, go.
So I went with a super classic, the Cool Gray 11. Basically, this was actually the first shoe I ever paid resale for. Like, this is like the first shoe I did research for. I had to pick out where I was gonna camp, what time. Like, I called the store, everything. I get there at 3 a.m. to camp out, and I see no line. I see the lights on. I go inside, and they're like, "Oh, people were here. We opened early, and they sold out." Yo, I was crushed. So after I got these, I was so happy. I stupidly went partying, went to the beach. I basically destroyed these things, and I had to resurrect them and do a little restoration on them. So it looked pretty good for a pair that I destroyed with like liquor and sand.
Sand does a number on sneakers too. It turns in colors.
Grinds down the suede. It messes it up. All right, so DD, I'm so sorry that I said go first and then interrupted you.
Okay, so Lady
You're making
Lazarus,
me feel bad.
So I'm gonna ask this again. Lady Lazarus is the retro, not the gray, right?
The what?
Lady Lazarus is a retro because I remember you had one category as a retro and the other category as like a gray.
Right? No. No, this Lady Lazarus is like the retro because Lazarus came back from life. He came back from death.
Well, since we're talking about retros, as you guys know, the Concours 11th is retroing this year in Christmas. That does not mean I'm gonna pull out the 2011 pair. I'm gonna pull out the first retro from 2000. These are the Concord 11s of the first retro that released in 2000. It still has the original Nike tongue. It has the original silver lace tips, and it has the real. My bad. My boyfriend keeps calling me. And it has the real Concord color. And I love the yellowing, even though it's a first retro. I'm only showing you guys the right shoe because my left shoe is starting to disintegrate.
It looks like Bits chewed it.
So this is the first retro Concord 11 that released in 2000. It still has the reverse Jumpman as well.
And Jumpman didn't lose weight then. You can see how fat he still is. He still got that good life belly.
He's still thick.
Yeah, he was still
with
thick.
2 C's. All right. So in the chat, I need to know: is it Concords or is it Cool Grays? What's it gonna be? Concords or Cool Grays? Kixie, or can you see the chat or no?
No, not at all.
K Black says Kixie. With a bunch of exclamation.
Kristen, thank you for joining in today, even though I'm supposed to be with you right now. So I made plans with her and I forgot. I hit her up after and I said, I'm hosting the battle. She's like, oh, fuck. So yeah, love you, Chris.
All right. So the last round, what was it?
Kyrie and
I don't know. I don't smoke that much. I am gonna go with the Kyrie, even though DD, I loved what that sneaker meant to you. I think that in our community, we're so focused on celebrating sneakers that we forget to kind of focus a little bit on each other. And, it's something that I think sneakers, for the most part, it raises our endorphins. It makes us happy. And I think that it kind of masks what we may be going through in our everyday lives. And I hope that everybody comes, reaches out to somebody should you need someone, like me, myself, I'm always available to talk some positivity in your ear. And I think there's a lot of people that are the same way, no judgment. And I think that that's something that we should take some time and talk about. So Didi, I'm sorry that you went through that. It's hard.
It's okay. It's life.
So for me, I think that with everything we've seen going on here, like the politics. Well, hey John, we can't have a tie, so we're gonna have to unfuck that. So with all this stuff that's going down, with the Me Too movement and the brave women that are allowing us to bear witness to their stories as they stand in Congress and they do these things. I have to go just from the political climate and the fact, and what I really like is a lot of times NBA players will get a shoe made that has some type of cause behind it,
right? And
they won't wear them. Kyrie wore those on media day, which is a big deal. There's always everybody looking at the sneakers, and I think that's really, really cool.
It's a strong message.
Right, but what I do like about DD's shoe, that Santa Cruz, is that it's 112 colors, and it's super clean. I love that colorway, that vol with gray and black. I absolutely love it.
I didn't like the placement of it, which is what makes it boring for me.
Well, it's the laces that sell that. So we are still trying to determine, and so what I'm seeing right now is that the Concord has 3 votes after it's a tie. So the Concords win. So it is not a sweep. Lady Lazarus is in full effect. Let's get it. So Lady Lazarus came back. Lazarus was a character in the Bible who died and was brought back to life.
By Jesus.
All right.
And also one of my favorite Bowie songs. Thank you.
And also, I think this poem is specifically about that return from. I don't want to get into that anymore. So
that's why I pulled these out, because the Concord is retroing this year.
Right, and it's perfect. It's a perfect use of that, and you won that round.
Shit. I'm a guy.
You are DD. Who said it was simple?
Who said it was simple? That's the Jordan one.
Right, exactly.
Simple. All right. I'm a simple person. And I'm a simple person.
In Mars, you simple for planet Mars. That's what you're
simple person.
Let her tell her story.
The first shoe that I think of simple person is these. Royal One. You could wear the most simplest outfits and you could pull these out and it's dope. And I consider the Royal One simple. I'm a Royal Ones, red ones, shadows, whatever, all types of one. I consider as a simple silhouette. So this is my simple.
It wasn't simple how I got those.
Oh, let me tell you the story. All right, check this out. So the day of the release, literally the day of the actual Royal itself, everywhere was first come, first serve. It was the day of my birthday, and Kixie picked up my pair. But since there was so much commotion, there was mismatched pairs. So the left shoe was a 5.5, and the right shoe was a 7.5. So it took for a fucking 2 months to get my size right. That was crazy. But this is my simple shoe.
I picked it up from a Foot Locker. I picked up a few pairs, and that one, when I opened the box, it was 2 different sizes. And I was like, yo, I have 2 different sizes. And they were like, yo, it's going to take us a minute to fix that for you, because they completely sold out everywhere.
That was chaos that day.
All right. So, Word.
What you got, Word? What you got, girl?
Yeah. So as you can see from this beautiful wall behind me, I love ones almost as much as I love the Flint 13s. They are a simple shoe, but seems to be the most hard shoe to get all the time.
Absolutely.
I think I know what you're gonna pull out.
We're in a society of minimalist sneakerheads. They love the simplicity of the ones.
No, I already know.
Like the hype of the ones.
Pull it out. Pull it out.
Bam. Shadow ones.
But Battle of the Ones. I love it.
That's that 09 though. That simplicity with no wings.
That the one that recently released had the same quality as the 09 pair, man.
It does, though.
I mean, everybody's going crazy for the 2013 pair. The prices on those are ridiculous. But this, the suede, this pair,
it's not the same material. It's not.
But it's not OG. All right, just to be.
Yeah.
Wait, but the thing about it is that the original.
That's the first retro.
Right.
That was the same material as the 09 pair. Literally, the same material as the OG pair is the material as that 09 pair.
They weren't suede.
So that's why That's why I was anticipating for the one that just released this year to have the same material, and the fact that it didn't, it blew my mind.
I want to address that in just a second. So in the chat, we're gonna vote. Is it Royal or Shadow? What's it gonna be? All right. And normally, like so, the original Shadow Jordan 1 was a leather upper completely with a normal Jordan 1 outsole, right? Just like that. That's what the original Shadow looked like.
And
now
I was gonna
this
pull
one,
these out, and I knew you was gonna pull those.
Yeah,
out.
but during that time, the leather was more. It wasn't. They started using tumble in the late 2000s. They started using more of a tumble, and they stopped using pigskin. Back in the day, a lot of that leather was pigskin, so it was a very thick leather. So even though the quality remains what feels like really good quality, they're both good quality. It was just wasn't the same leather exactly.
Hey, I'm a sneakerhead.
huh? So, look, Q, are you gonna survive over there? She in the chat, she said, "I love the enthusiasm, but are y'all gonna talk us to death or get to the battle?" That's my job. That's my job. I will continue to keep it moving, Pippin.
Somebody just said one's a garbage. They're wilding.
All right, yeah, just let them have their thing. Kixie, the last round was
Cool
what
Grade.
was it?
Yeah, I know.
Cool
I
Grade versus
remember.
Concord. Which one are you picking?
I'm gonna go with Concord.
Right, and I would go with the Concord on this one also, primarily because of the like I like the Lady Lazarus thing as it's actually retroing this year, you know, and that's
They both related to the theme. I think Cool Grays are retroing too. Love them as well. But I think the Concords are just so much more classic. I just love them.
And while we're sitting here, if you haven't given us a thumbs up yet, please do so. Give us that like, and congratulations to Word. She has won tonight. DD, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for the opportunity, guys. I really have fun, and I really have fun expressing my characteristic ways through my sneakers. I really have fun, especially when I pull out my G units last week. I have fun.
Yeah. So before we let you go, before you hit the mute, do you want to show us your last two sneakers just for a quick? Let us show us what you got.
Yes.
Both of us or just DD?
Just DD. You gotta say yours.
Yeah.
For number 6, the gray theme, I had a feeling she was gonna pull out her shadows, so I was gonna pull out my Dornbecker pennies with the 3M reflective as the gray theme.
Okay.
And then my last one was like, you know, my grill shoe, my toasters.
I hate the toasters so much. I named them the toasters.
I love those shoes. So
she looks like she can put bread in them.
They do, but they're still dope. Though.
Those are the worst Kobe's ever.
DD, thank you always for your energy. Thank you always for keeping us on time. You've been amazing these 3 rounds, and you're more than welcome to stay in here, or you can just go to the chat and hang out with us in the chat. It's your call.
I'll be back.
Bye, D.
All right, we'll see you. All right, Word, you already know the drill. You're welcome to go be a usual suspect, or you can hang in here on mute. It's on you. So congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
All right. So next up. Oh, by the way, Gigi, could you please introduce yourself?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank God. Hi, my name's Gina. It's good to be back. I'm Gigi.
Hey.
22. Hey, girl. Let's have some fun. I'm excited.
All right. And so what we have tonight is we have the YouTube queen over here, right? QDaQueen versus our resident, I can't say stallion, but our resident Italian. You're the first, I don't think I've really met a whole lot of Italians, so I'm impressed that you're an Italian for some reason. Like my family members would say down here in the South, Italian. We like to go on to that Italian. I'm Italians. Hey, Kixie, pick a number between 1 and 10. Don't say it out loud, but just get it in your head. Okay?
Okay.
All right, cool. Q, please give me pick a number between 1 and 10.
I'm gonna go with 8.
All right, and Gigi.
2.
What was your number?
8.
Hey.
So, Q, you will take the lead first. All right. So, we gotta let the Royals walk first, right? So, when I think about myself, take it away.
All right. So when I think about myself, I think about the Just Don Air Force One. And the reason why I am choosing this particular silhouette is because it is a hybrid of 3 different silhouettes. So that reflects me because I have multiple elements, you know? I am articulate, educated, and I can also talk my shit. All right. I spend most every day in the gym, but I also love my chicken wings. All right. There's different elements. I am hip hop. I am brains. I am everything. You know what I mean? Just multiple dimensions. So anyway, with the Just Dons, again, it's something that, you know, at first glance, you're thinking, okay, it's just some reptilian textures. It's just some gold hits. You know, it's just some Vegeta tan leather in the insole. But, you know, it actually has multiple elements to it that makes it as dope as it is. So that's when I think of myself.
Bet. All right. So, Gigi, when I think about myself?
When I think about myself, I think about the Air Max 1 97, the Waterspoons.
Good.
I picked this because they're fun, they're lighthearted, they're silly. They just make me smile. They make me laugh. I'm a kid of the 80s, and Mom kept us in the corduroy, and I can hear that swoosh to the day. You guys know, It just has like a lot of things that are special to me in this area. Sean is from Virginia. Round 2 is like an hour away from us, and I've been to his store, and so I kind of, it's special to me. This is good.
All right.
Me.
So in the chat, is it the 90? We're just gonna say 97 versus Don C. John, I know you're out there. Keep the chat or let us know 97s or Don C. What's it gonna be? So I don't know if I should have identified you as being Italian. Maybe that was wrong. I don't know. Like, there's some people in the chat that were like, he said Italian. I said it. Italian.
I'm totally cool with it.
I don't know if that was like inappropriate, but if it wasn't appropriate, I'm sorry. That wasn't my intent. That's how you introduced yourself the first time I talked to you on live. So I kind of went with it.
You're good.
My bad.
No.
I'm sorry.
I don't know where that came from. I can't see the chat, but I am Italian. I am Italian, and I'm Italian, so it's all good, buddy.
And you're proud, and that's the most important thing. I like to identify by culture too, so I love that you're an Italian with sneakers.
I am trailer park trash. That's my culture.
I can't stand you, Dan.
And I am of the double wide variety, not the single wide. You know, we the fancy ones. You know, them fancy ones.
Is there a way?
All right, so I really like DD's choices in shoes. I really did. I think that, just a shout out to DD. I think she really played the game well. And that's the thing about what I've got to experience over the past few weeks, is that the women have really set the standard on what this looks like. Straight up.
I think men really don't understand the depth that women put into the sneaker game. And I think that's something that through this battle, we've been able to see the depth that women really have as it relates to sneakers, how they express themselves, their choices, how they buy sneakers. It's not the same way that men, select their sneakers for the same reasons. We connect, and I know that you guys do too, but it's so much more emotional for us because we're emotional. We're women. Mm-hmm. So all of our choices either mean something to us. Somebody told me something not too long ago and it stays in my head. I know when you're pissed off by your choice in sneakers. And I was like, how you figure? And they're like, because you seem to pick like hype heat when you're like kind of upset. And I'm like, oh, I can see, because I'm trying to like cheer myself up, or I'm trying to like, just step out into the world. So I'm picking like some fire, and maybe, you know, some lighthearted days I'm trying to pick something that matches that mood. So I think that's what women bring to the table, and I think that now you're starting to see it so much more when you pulled out, when we had this battle. So I think now it's exposed to everyone.
All right, that's genius.
Not genius.
So you're a genius. You're a sneaker genius. So Gigi won that round with the Witherspoon.
Ratchet Dan with the comb in his beard.
Oh. It's my bad. So next up, Gigi, you're gonna lead this one with Woman's Work. Now, this is a poem, but I cannot help but sing Maxwell in my head when I hear this. Anyway.
Okay. So for Women's Work, I chose the Jordan 1 Explorer XX. I chose this because I feel like it was an amazing, bold choice by Nike to pull together 14 women from very different skill sets and backgrounds to collaborate on this pack. I know this is a very polarizing sneaker. It's strong, it's opinionated, but it's also really feminine and it's kind of soft too. And I think that embodies a lot of characteristics of, hopefully I carry, but women that I love in my life do as well. So that's that.
And Q.
Well, first off, when I think of a Woman's Work song, I think of sex, but
a woman's work,
right?
That's on the playlist. That's right. On the playlist.
Secondly, I don't really buy, and this may be shameful. I don't know. I don't buy women's shoes, but in this particular,
I'm with you, girl.
But this particular silhouette, I bought the woman's version of it. Okay, so this will be the metallic gold 97.
Nice.
So of course, again, it's a woman's shoe that you can stun in. I think it's self-explanatory. You know, what's understood doesn't need to be explained. It's gold, it shines. You can pretty much rock it casually. You can dress it up however you want to rock it out. So this is why I chose this one. So no complex explanation.
What was the name of that shoe, Gigi? It's a special one.
Explorer.
Explorer. Okay.
The Reimagined pack.
All right, so we have the Explorer versus 97. What's it gonna be? And Kixie, the lady's last choice from round one. What was your pick?
The 97. I have to go with. I wouldn't generally pick that sneaker, right? She made me pick the sneaker. She forced me to, by how she connected with that sneaker, by the 80s, by the silliness, by everything that she embodied in that sneaker and related to. I have to go with the 97. The Don C is a dope choice. That is a knockout dope choice. But what she related to for it was like so awesome. It touched me. So it related to me. So I liked it.
All right, so I'm really hoping we get 313 back in the chat. I'll hit her up in a little while to see if
she left us.
She comes back. So yeah, like out of the Air Force packs that dropped, like I can't wear Air Force Ones. I've talked about this ad nauseum, but I really like the Don C. Now I really want the Witherspoon, and I will end up getting that shoe, and I will end up spending a stupid amount of money on it. But the fact is like the explanation for that Don C was like, I'm quality, but I'm hip hop. I'm this, but I'm that. Like, I think that was just a really, really dope story. So based on just the story alone, I would have picked Q's shoe. But if I was just picking the shoe alone, it would have been Gigi's shoe. And all that being said, the 97 won again. So Q, good job. That's a point for you.
I think that just boils down to Air Max's just being king. I mean, Air Max is
right now they're doing numbers. You know, they're doing like GG numbers. Right. So Still I Rise, take us away.
Still I Rise was Morning Colors or something that pumps me up. So I chose the pumps me up option. So for these, I typically only wear them when I'm trying to stunt at the gym, right?
Okay.
I know when I rock these joints right here, but these Dornbecker Vapor Max, but I say I can't come in there and half-ass. All right, I got to get in there and get into it. Okay, when I walk through that gym, people, I kid you not, people ask me, "Can I take a picture of your feet?" I'm not lying. I am not lying. I've been in the middle of fucking sit-ups, and somebody stopped me and asked me.
Stop you in the middle of your set.
Right, right. Like, but yeah. So this is my choice. This shoe, it gets me rocking. I go in there. I know I'm about to kill it, and I know I also look dope. So this is my Still I Rise shoe.
All right, Miss Gigi.
Okay.
Or Mrs. Gigi, I suppose.
For Still I Rise, I too went with something that pumps me up. So I went with the Presto Mid acronym.
Ooh.
In Racer Pink. Ugh. These are just straight up fire to me. This is a dancing on the speaker box in the club at 2 a.m. in the morning, heart pounding kind of magical shoe to me.
Heard you.
I kind of feel like if these don't like get your blood pumping,
heard you
probably need a pulse check.
Ooh, they look so sexy, so sexy.
Thank you, lady.
Ooh.
So.
All right. So in the chat, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Did I interrupt you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay.
No.
So in the chat, is it DBs or is it Prestos? What's it gonna be? Let us know. Shout out to Levi Millsaps. I'm about to come pick you up as soon as this show over, so you and Cam can get down on the Fortnite. And Cam's my son, and that's like his best friend. That being said, is it Prestos or is it DBs? Kixie, what is your choice from the last round?
I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna have to go with a 97. So I'm gonna go with Q sneaker. I think it was just, I mean, I love 97s, and I think it embodied, I think it did well for that round. I vocally did not like the reimagined pack, only because I know who the demographic for that pack, that was targeted for Europe, Japan. That wasn't for us domestic girls. There's many domestic girls that did like the sneaker, but just because I know who they intended that sneaker for, I felt like you left us out of that pack. But there's many in the stateside that really enjoyed it. But I personally did not want any of those sneakers reimagined into what they were. So I don't like them. But I love 97s. And I'm not riding no wave, you know what I'm saying? Because I know everybody right now is riding an Air Max wave. I'm not riding no wave, you know what I'm saying? My 97s are from 97. But I definitely love what Q brought to the table with that round. So gold forever. Those are like classic. Those are like babies of Air Max, Those are like, between that and the original silver with the navy blue, those are like the mothers of Air Max. You respect those when you see them.
So I got rid of my silver bullets to get dead stock LeBron 9 Christmases.
All right, I'm not gonna do. That's a good one.
That's just me. I'm a LeBron head, but like I would have picked the gold just because the Air Force One drama for me. But all that being said, Gigi won that round with the Prestos.
Much deserved. That's a sexy shoe, girl.
Right now, it looks like they're playing tennis back and forth with the lead.
So hard. It's so hard because they're like just hitting you with heat, and they're writing the same. Like they're writing the same. They're both very modern with it, so they're pulling out like the modern stuff. So I'm just loving it. I don't know which way this is going, Dan.
I don't either. I have no idea. They both have a large they have a lot of variety of their collection, so it's cool to see it go. But so what we're gonna have to see right now is Gigi. Lady Lazarus.
Okay, for Lady Lazarus, I chose, oops, let me turn it around. The black cement. I know this is your favorite model, Dan.
That's Marcus. That's Marcus.
Oh, no, I thought you said you didn't like it, but
I love those.
Lady Lazarus is a really dark poem about the artist's struggle for her own free will in a patriarchal society. And I kind of feel like a lot of women, not only just in general, but maybe in the sneaker community, can relate to that. So anyways, I took this really literal with the colorway. I feel like every time this sneaker is retroed, I feel like people, just like in the poem, see it as like a miracle that it's back, that it's special, that they want it back and they're happy to see it back. And I guess that's it.
All right.
3.
And Q?
Okay. So for Lady Lazarus, I definitely chose the retro direction. And I think that a concept like this is important, and with retro specifically for a sneakerhead like myself, retros were very important for me to be able to get a lot of the things that I imagined getting when I was a kid, and I could not. I was not one of those kids that had all of the shoes when I was a kid. I had to wait until I was older. But with this particular choice, it's one of my favorite, I tell you, retro Nikes. It is the Air Force 180 Dream Team Barkley joint, baby. This right here, this is one of the best retro Nike silhouettes, in my opinion. This is one of the best colorways. This thing goes as hard can get, to me personally. And it's clean. And I try to clean it as much as possible. Pretty much every time I wear it, I try to clean it because I don't want to destroy it. And I almost want to buy another pair just so I can have 2, just in case. I love it that much. So that's my lady.
All right. Nice. So in the chat, we got BC3 or CB, the Charles Barkley. What's it gonna be? I need to know. So CB or BC3. So last round, Kixie. What was your choice?
I'm gonna go with the Presto. I love what acronym always brings to the table. Acronym always comes up with Nike with some collaborations that are just so, they take sneakers and they re-engineer them to be something so much more amazing. So I'm definitely love the colorway on that. I love how busy the sneaker is. I love the height of it. I love the wear of it. I think it's so awesome. So I'm gonna go with that one. Even though Vapor Max are so comfortable, I've come to really like them. And that one is a great model. I could totally understand why people take pictures of that Vapor Max. But I'm gonna go with the Presto for that one.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I would get neither one of these shoes.
Ooh, Lord, you a man. You sound like a man.
I'm just saying, like, I am 280 pounds of trailer park trash, and I crush the Vapor Max. Like, it looks like I'm walking on Tide Pods, like for real. Like, why? Like I got a flat tire. And the Prestos, right? I mean, like, I got one like skinny, like hard plastic foot, and then and then one like grown man wide knuckles, you know. And so it just doesn't
work for you.
Neither one of these shoes are a thing that I can do. But as it stands, the BC3 won this round.
Of course. Of course.
You know, and that's a tough shoe to go up against. So right now, Gigi has taken a firm hold on the lead. So who said it was simple? So you, Q, you are up. Right?
Oh, I'm up? I didn't win.
Yeah. No, you're up as far as you lead off. Who said it was simple? Right?
Okay.
Yes, because she did her shoe first last round, and then.
Okay, cool. I got it. Okay. So for my who said it was simple, I chose a classic. Reebok Question, red toe. This shoe, in essence, is super simple, but I think that AI, the man himself, one of the GOATs, actually made this a grail for a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a whole lot to the shoe besides the hex towel, but you know, overall, like it's just a classic shoe, and it's simple at the same time. So that's my choice.
Okay.
All right, and
is that the first pair of Reebok on this?
No, this is the Hall of Fame. This is the Hall of Famer. Huh?
What's his name? What's her name? Burberry on this particular the women's wear.
Oh, right. Okay. She had the Melody Asani, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Gigi, who said it was simple?
We've branched out.
Okay. So for who said it was simple, I chose the Air Max 1, the Centre Pompidou. Very new. I chose this just because it's probably the cleanest, freshest colorway I have. There isn't a whole lot going on here, considering my sneakers. And I think personally, I think it's kind of ironic that Nike executed this sneaker the way they did, in such a simple way, considering the building that it's inspired after is so complex and elaborate, and it caused a whole lot of mayhem and controversy when it was built. So I kind of appreciate the difference in design and execution between the two. So that's
clean. Very clean.
All right.
Clean,
so
and
in the chat,
is so nice.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. That's dope, actually.
Yeah, isn't it cool?
So in the chat, is it AIQ or AM1? So is it the Allen Iverson question or the Air Max 1? So let us know. So real quick, a little story. Last night, that friend that I had over here that was going through my sneakers, and he's trying to get back into the sneaker world. But he just can't necessarily afford, because sneakers can be expensive, as everybody on this panel knows. Yeah. And he was talking about his favorite player was AI, and he always wanted a pair of the red cat lows, of the question, but the low top ones. And I have a pair, or had a pair of those, and he wears a 10.5, and I had a 10.5, and I don't ever wear them. I really wanted a high pair, but they didn't have them. They only had the lows at the time. So I gave him those shoes last night, and it's funny to see them pop up on the panel tonight. I like when I get the opportunity to lace up my friends who don't really have a lot of sneaker game, and I love the look on their face when they're like, what? And I'm like, it's cool. I've got another pair. I'll be all right. Like, I love that. But so Kixie, the last round, what were you to chose?
Of course, I would go with the Barkley. Like, to me, that and the LeBron 8 gold medal, I bought them at the same time, and I lost my mind. I love Barkleys. I love CB34s, the 180s. I really love Barkleys, so I'm biased, and I have to go with that. I loved everything about it. We already know, I said the story last time about the threes. I got locked up in a pair of threes. Don't show me a pair of threes. I can't even look at them. I'm scared of them. I think even if I say I like them, something's going to happen. So they just have a bad juju for me at this point. So I'll definitely go with the 34s. But this is a really hard battle, you girls.
Yeah, it really is.
You don't see me. I'm moving a lot. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Because I'm just like so. And I just put it in the chat. You make me so proud to be a woman. Like, the sneakers that you're pulling out, I think some of the people watching must be like, oh shit, like these girls really got game and they really know their shit and they really buy these sneakers because they really like love it. But I think how you're relating it to the categories, these are hard categories this week, and this wasn't easy, and it's not easy to relate some of these words into sneakers, and you have to like interpret it in your own way. But I think that's good because I think it made the battle very different because you're all pulling out very different sneakers based on how you interpreted it. So it's exciting to see because I have no idea what you're gonna pull out.
And shit, like what I put in the chat, I just pulled this shit out today. So it's literally the first thing I thought of when I looked in my closet. Like, okay, what is simple? What is Lady Lazarus? Blah blah blah.
But I really like your pick, the Charles Barkley. Now, I think the Black Cement 3 is a classic. It is a must-have shoe for any collector in my mind. Like, you have to have that shoe. Even if you go to jail, I have one pair of 90s. I never wear them, but they're there. But I love the air bubble on the Charles Barkley. But I don't want to say a collector, but I'm a number grabber, right? So if I have one Charles Barkley, I gotta have all of the other iterations. So I couldn't buy another shoe. Like, that's the problem when I bought Kyrie's, and that's why I'm getting rid of my KDs. Anyway, that being said, Q, your sneaker won that round with the AI.
Yeah.
All right. So next we have the Shadow Boys. Gigi.
Okay. For Shadow Voice, I chose the Diadora N9000. It's a bait
nice
collab. This is the Megatron. I think this colorway just speaks to me of shadows and dark places and all of the evil that lies within and happens within. And who better a character to represent that than Megatron? You know, the leader of the Decepticons. I think this is just a really nice sneaker. Diodora can't go wrong. They never miss. The quality is amazing on these. I love the Megatron hit on the tongue. I don't know. I can't see it. I can't see myself. So
no, you're doing well. You're doing well.
Okay. I love the plate on the back. It's just, I mean.
And that's metal, right? On the plate on the back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
DD or Kixie, you showed me that because you got the whole pack, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fucks with bait. Bait, I fucks with you.
Yeah.
And just to be transparent here, that is the first Diodora to make its. That's the first time a Diodora has been on the show.
Really?
Shout out to the ladies. Yeah, first time. All right, so Q, the Shadow Boys. What you got?
Man, Gigi, I swear we are literally slapboxing, my girl.
No,
for the Shadow Voice, I actually have my acronym Presto. So obviously this is the black and gray pair. You can wear this thing every day if you wanted to. Prestos not only hold up in that way, but just the practicality of the color. You know what I'm saying? So this is my choice for the Shadow. You said the Shadow Voice? What?
I said box. I said box. But
well, I was right. Okay,
Shadow
Voice.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. So this is my Shadow Voice. If you guys checked out my IG, actually, I've worn these already. I haven't even gotten a chance to clean them yet, but yeah, I swagged these boys out this past weekend, and I had fun in them. So comfortable all the way through.
Nice.
all right, so we have Megatron versus Presto, or you can just put I don't know, just Diodora, Nike, bait versus acronym, collab versus this collab.
Make it simple. It's Mega or it's Presto. It's Mega or
there you
it's
go. Tron or
Presto.
Presto. Perfect.
You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't find. I wasn't doing good.
That was the first Diodora. That's why you're like, wait a minute, That threw me off. It threw me off.
So,
there's too much quality in here. It threw me off.
Pixie, what is your choice for the last round?
For the last round,
what was it? It was
the
Air Max 1 versus the Allen Iverson. The question.
I'm in the middle of October, so I'm definitely going with the AIs. I wore a pair of AIs yesterday, and I forgot how awesome the quality of them were. That's like a premium leather. The inside is pigskin. Reebok is the only brand that still uses that garment leather that nobody else uses. No other brand uses that premium leather. Nike has premium leather, but they have their own premium. So that sneaker is an amazing quality. Love AI. Love what they brought to the table with that. That's a bomb ass basketball sneaker. So I'm definitely gonna ride with the AI. Red toe forever.
Yep.
So for me, I have to go with the Air Max 1. Even though this is difficult for me because I like both of those shoes, and
Right.
Q actually has the AI that I wanted, not the low top that I got. So I ended up anyway. I have to go with the Air Max 1 on that, but
it was a good one. It's a good one for simplicity. It was definitely a good one.
Hold on. Kick the habit. I made you a moderator. So if somebody decides to get dumb in the chat, you have the ability to put them on timeout. I also made Fresh Kicks a moderator. And the next woman I see will also be made a moderator. I don't want to see any kind of derogatory information or words in the chat. So please be swift with it and knock that shit out of the park. I don't want to see it. But with all that being said, The Megatrons run this round.
Nice.
And so, QDaQueen, thank you so much for being ever so royal.
Of course.
You did amazing, and this was an amazing round.
Amazing.
Yeah, so good looks on that. Gigi.
Thank you guys so much.
Congratulations. You'll be moving on to the next round. So before you go, do you want me to eject you so that you don't walk around the house?
Please. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm not doing the walk again.
And Q, we would love to have you in the chat. Oh, you're more than welcome to stay here. Do you want to say some parting words?
Yeah, I was definitely looking to do that. But yeah, thank you guys so much. This was so fun. It was dope. I was happy to be a part of this. I feel like it was important for as many females to participate in this as possible. I think that we made our own little history. So I was happy to be a part of it and participate in, all the females that participated. I love you all and enjoyed you. So thank you so much.
Hearts and stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm happy in the chat.
All right, and Gigi, we'll see you hopefully in the chat or not, but we'll definitely see you next week. So we'll talk to you then.
All right.
Congrats, Gigi.
I'm ejecting you now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, Queen.
All right, let me eject because she's messing that up sometimes. All right, and you're the first woman that I saw comment, so I am going to make you a. It says there it is. Hold on. Sorry.
They did so good that round. That round was amazing.
Word, you're going to be another moderator, so if you see anything crazy, please be swift with it. Yeah, so sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Kixie. Go ahead.
What, are they getting crazy in the chat?
No, I just saw a couple of comments that, I was able to swing them out, but I just don't like derogatory.
There's always trolls, and it's like, there's always trolls. At the end of the day, what they don't realize is that even by being trolls, you're still supporting. So even by pulling up and being an asshole, you're still giving the views. So at the end of the day, thank you.
Right. And we still got that one person who manages to find their way in here and give us that dislike. We've always got the one.
Like, you don't even, under your photos on Instagram, I'm sure you get trolls all the time that have, something to say.
Oh, shit. I know who dislike, yeah.
Who?
There's some guy.
Why are you here? Why are you here?
Let us know who. Who is it?
I forgot. I don't know the person or anything, but there was hey, I just disliked it just for. Hold on.
No worries. Anyway.
So that last round was amazing. That Theodora was epic for the show. I'm loving it. I think we're getting greater and greater each time. And that sneaker, I know you're going to have something to say. That's on my top 3 ever.
No,
the N9000 goes on my top 3 ever. That triple leather, just the quality, Theodora never fails. And I just love it. And what Bait does all the time with their collabs are super dope. So I'm just...
You can unmute yourselves, by the way. 313 and Kendra. 313, what's your government name? I'm sorry.
Michelle.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, and just so tap the screen and then hit the mic button.
There we go.
There we go. All right. So, ladies, thank you so much for being patient. I know that you have to wait for everybody to go, and then it's your turn. And it's not you, and you can't necessarily participate. So, thank you so much for your patience. But go ahead. Okay. Kixie, pick a number between 1 and 10.
Got it.
Kendra, pick a number between 1 and 10.
Got it.
Say it out loud.
7.
Michelle, pick a number between 1 and 10.
3.
What's the number?
6.
All right, so 7 would go first. All right, you're closest. All right, so when I think about myself, Kendra, please take it away.
All right. So well, let me just start with a description. I went with something that embodied me. I'm all about like love, showing love, respect, especially for other women, but everybody in general. So I went with the What is Love.
Don't hurt
13.
me.
This released in 2016. I don't know if everyone can see it. Can you see it good?
Yeah.
Something I always say is my vibe is exclusive. So this is an Asia exclusive release. So yeah, that's why I went with this. It generally embodies me in my opinion, but
so that's this version, right? That's
it's the female version of that.
Female version.
Well, they call it the female, but one is
women's.
It's a Singles Day pack. So
yeah,
one is Singles Day pack. So it came in a pack together.
It did.
All right. So 313, Miss Michelle, what do you have for us tonight? When I think about myself.
Okay, so I have. I'm trying to look at this. My bread tubes.
I can't see them.
Go
lift them up.
Can you see them?
Yeah.
I'm trying to
give us this. Can you give us this side right
Turn
here?
them to
Like
the side.
That way.
Yeah, like so. Hold your sneaker like this in front of the camera.
Oh wait. Okay, let me do.
Yeah, flawless.
Okay, there we go. So this is the shoe I picked.
Oh.
I picked this bread tube because it tends to be everybody's least favorite. Son of a my mom. She's tripping.
Yeah.
Jeez. So I picked this one because it tends to be the less loved of the retros. But it's still classic. It still holds its place. It's a bread. I mean, you know, like even when, you know, everybody's down on it or whatever, the black and red, no matter what, people are still going to pick it up. You're going to go after it. It's a bread. It's classic. It does what it does. And like I said, like with bread, you just can't go wrong with them no matter what number it is. But, and it's like me. So like, I'm always there. You know what I'm saying? And you can always count on a bread doing its numbers. You can always count on me doing what I need to do for other people. And that's just the way that I am. And that's kind of how I saw this shoe.
Dope. All right, so in the chat, is it gonna be the 2 or I just
13?
13. Thank you. Oh my God, I just lost the whole shoe. I'm so sorry. All right, so is it gonna be the 2? Is it gonna be the 13? What's it gonna be? So Kixie, in general, I know your preference between these two silhouettes.
Don't know me, Dan.
I know you. I know what your preference is. And what is your preference between these two silhouettes?
The 2s, dang it. You already know.
I know.
I love 2s. First luxury sneaker in the Jordan line. So you know what I'm saying? Like me luxury. And yo, looking at that 13, it just reminded me that I have that sneaker in my basement. It's been sitting there for over a year and some change. It is not mine. And I just remember that. And I have to ship that out to my friend before I don't have a friend anymore. And
I'm glad I could remind you at least.
Yo, you just did me. I need to call someone immediately after this and let them know that sneaker is still in my basement. Because I completely forgot.
See Hendo in the house. So that's been in there since 2016.
Facts.
There was another release of the...
No, it's been there since November, exactly.
There's another 13 Singles Day released.
Yeah, the black and white one.
Yep.
Yeah, I have those ones.
I passed on those. So I'm waiting for... That's the one. I messed with it too. Stop showing off my kick the habit. I do what I want. It's my show. Anyway, I'm waiting for Fresh Kicks to give us the score, the points. You know
what I love? 2 low is the most unloved Jordan of all Jordans.
As it should be.
No, it shouldn't.
I have low 2s. I have the pink and white low 2s.
Okay, well, so that's us at the... All right, so... There's a tie. Well, we can't have a tie, so we got to wait until there's a tie break. So vote again, people. Start from the tie and work your way down, John. We'll just wait.
Too lows is horrible.
They are. They really. There's only one too low that's all right, and that's because it's an OG. And even then, lies
and garbage. Let me tell you, I wear the all red one, and people ask me all the time. They're like, "What is that? That's dope!" Like I get complimented, and that's the least shoe you expect to get complimented on. But I love it. I don't care what anyone has to say.
Those people are wrong.
They're so up on hype. Everybody's so hyped up right now. So of course twos are the stepchild of the Jordan line. If it's not a one it's not a one.
But
one everything.
You pulled out, so
one everything.
Yeah, that's the alternate. You know, that's the alternate too. And I think I regret not buying that one.
I sold the damn M&M too, so there goes that one.
I did not like the M&M twos.
I needed a house, so fuck it. The two had to go.
Where are we at on the point wise? We gotta keep it moving. We're coming up on 2 hours.
That's because the girls talk too much. We already know this.
I don't think y'all talk too much. All right, next vote wins. So whatever it's gonna be, get it in because we had another tie.
I love that we talk a lot. That's like how we express ourselves.
The two wins.
Many ties.
The
two wins. All right, so the two has won. So 313 gets the first point. And I think she's got a phone call coming in. There she goes. We're back. All right, so you won the first round. All right, so woman's work. Michelle, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can. I think.
Yeah, we can hear you. You're good. All right. So, a woman's work. What you got?
Okay. So, did I mix up my shoes? No, I don't think so. Okay. So I went with something I just recently acquired, and I went with these. The wing fives. So I don't know if everybody's up on what happened, what started this whole thing with the wings, but basically woman in Chicago lost her kids, started the program, things like that. So I just feel like she put in a lot of work to get that program up and running, and to have a retro Jordan represent that program says a lot about how much you put in for the inner city youth in Chicago and things like that. I mean, I'm not from Chicago, but still, I just felt like this shoe, even though, it's with the kids' art, it's basically because of a woman's work. So.
Oh, no, that's dope.
That's what I picked.
I'm not showing my shoe. I'm just also like, I'm just participating. So, Kendra, a woman's work.
I went with the Vachetta 12. When I think of women or women's work, I think of soft yet hard, resilient. So we have like the suede outside, the leather inside, the gold accents. It's just a really, really fly shoe. So I went with this.
Dope. All right. So it is 5 versus 12. What's it going to be? In the chat. So just give us a 5 or a 12. Try to stick away from like wings. We want to like make it as easy as possible for fresh kicks to count. 5 or 12. 5 or 12. So last round. Kixie, what were you picking?
What shoes was?
Two are the Singles Day 13.
The two, of course. I just said it.
Well, I didn't know because like it's not. I know you like those like luxury shits.
I mean, it's not. I mean, we call them luxury because at the time it was the first luxurious Jordan 2, right? He wanted a sneaker that had like premium leather, so they imported the leather from Italy to make the sneaker. He wanted a sleeker design. The sneaker has the least ventilation out of all the Jordans because the perforation on the front is just like, so you can't wear them in the summer. So I'm heartbroken, haven't worn them in the summer. But I love the twos. I'm going with the twos, and that colorway is badass. So if you're a two lover, that's the two to love.
No, I like twos. I do. 9s are my least favorite of the 1 through 14. You can vote however many times you want, Stabs. It's John's doing the best he can. So,
Michelle, what size are you in sneakers?
6.
You're a size 6.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So I would have picked the 13. I think the Hyper Jade color is dope. I don't think it's used enough. Like I thought they only put it on like GS sneakers, right? Like just the grade school. And that pair was an actual like women's pair, and the leather was dope on it. And it was dope. So on this one, the 5s of 1. So
you're killing me.
Sorry.
That was the most. That sounded like the most unreal sorry ever.
It was like, sorry, no, I'm not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
So, yeah, Michelle, if you could start us off with Still I Rise.
Okay. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know how to do this without having a story behind them.
You're supposed to have a story.
I don't know. Sad. It's not sad at all. So,
here you go.
2 reasons I picked this next shoe. It's a great shoe. I love this shoe. I had to have it. Bought it off StockX. Still haven't worn it yet. So, this is my. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's my DB7. So, in reference to the poem, it kind of still like when I hear "Still I Rise," I think of a phoenix rising. So, it kind of got those colors from where you got the dark colors, and it kind of represents the ashes, and then it bleeds to the red, and it's kind of like the phoenix rising from the ashes to be reborn. So I feel like there's a lot of things that I've been through, and even though probably today I didn't show my maturity, that some of you probably noticed, but I feel like I have grown and I've come a long way from where I was. And I was a very depressed person, and I can share a lot of those things because I feel like it helps other people. I may help somebody else. But that's kind of running off into another sneaker, so let me not do that. But I mean, I'm a person. I've tried, I've did the whole swallow the pill things before. So this shoe for me represents more than just, a sweet dope shoe. Now, don't get me wrong, it's very dope, but just for me, it just signifies more of a phoenix kind of feel to me, and I feel like that's a mythical creature that embodies, why I'm still here, because through everything I've been through, I still come out on top. I still rise through all that. So
I'm proud of you, baby girl.
Yes, that was a great one. Seriously, that was a great story.
Hey guys, before I say anything, heads up, sneaker related news. As of right now, people are camping out at the Converse flagship store for the Off-Whites.
Jeez.
So as of right now, my
Thank
favorite
you.
is on Monday.
Thank you, DD. TMZ.
Okay. So I think I made a mistake, and I think Kendra was actually supposed to go first this round.
It doesn't matter.
Sorry.
It's not
but it is your Still I Rise. What do you have?
I went with the Air Max, the Air Vapor Max. Basically, the sole, Still I Rise, is real high. The colorway, it was in tune with like the sky color. That's what I think of: blues, sunset, sunrise. So this is why I picked this shoe, anyways. I don't really have a long story to tell, but keep it short and sweet right now.
All right. So we have the Vapor Max versus DB7. Jazz, my glorious love, what would you have picked last round?
What was the 2 sneakers again? Oh, the Vachetta. I'm the worst. I need to have a paper
and the wings.
Last week, side note, I had a paper and pen, so I kept looking down. That's what this was all about. So this week I was like, you know what? I wasn't looking at the camera too much.
When you get old.
Look at Dee.
I'm not paying her no mind. I like the Vachetta 12s only because I have to go with them, right? And you know how I feel about the color Vachetta, right?
Okay, I was getting ready to say.
Hey, the color Vachetta. All right, but it's a small joke me and him have. It's rude not to share it. Vachetta reminds me of male testicles.
Ball skin.
Male testicles skin. So that's why I stay away from the color. It's what that sneaker represents. That sneaker, and that's Jordan Brand's effort to accommodate women and to come at women and to give women product that women have been screaming for from Jordan Brand, right? Women want sneakers from Jordan Brand. That was their attempt. And if you don't buy it up and if you don't support that sneaker, guess what? Women don't get any more sneakers. So you know what? Support Jordan Brand women's sneakers. Michelle, you coming hard tonight, though. I see you. You hard. That's why I asked you what size you are. Because you picking choices like something like I would pick because I'm more of a male size, so that makes me pick more of male related sneakers. So I hear you. And I know that, you know, I'm saying the fives is lit right now. The fives is lit right now. So I know popular consent is gonna go with the fives. But I have to stick to my true roots and go with for the culture. And those 12s are for the culture.
Hashtag
Didi, I will mute you. I will mute you.
I will mute you.
I for sure have to go with the wings. Just because I love that shoe. Hold on 1 second. Can you shut the door?
The shoe is dope. I'm not gonna take away that sneaker is fire. The details fire. The placement of the accessories, everything is fire on that sneaker. I'm not taking it away from that. It's just what the 12 represents for women within that brand is more important, and especially for this battle.
So, ball sacks to the side.
Oh my God.
The DB7s won that round. It's 3-0 right now. Khaleesi, take it away with what was it? Lady Lazarus. Lady Lazarus. Yes.
Okay. So I went with a retro. Excuse me. Also, my interpretation of the subject was a little different, I think, than probably most people's. The poem was written by Sylvia Plath. She actually was kind of the type of person to write poetry that was kind of like bitter, kind of dark in a sense. She actually committed suicide fairly young. So when I think of her poetry, I think dark, I think black, I think like really like just, I don't know, dark basically. So I went with The Master. 12. It's a retro, but it's all black. It's just like kind of, I don't know, gloom doom type thing, I guess, with the all black theme. So that's kind of why I picked it. But
Tax return 12s, boy, them things were popping when they first dropped. Everybody was running after those. Michelle, Lady Lazarus.
Okay, so like I said, this is my shoe that I kind of like, you know. Can you see this?
No,
yeah,
move it over.
Move it over a little bit.
Move it over.
Look. There you go. They're perfect.
Okay, so cell phone look at cell phone. Watch chat. Okay, so this is my shoe I picked. This is the Miguel Cabrera Triple Crown Top 10. So I picked this shoe because I you know, the poem and the whole reference to suicide and things like that. And just before, when I said I was going through my thing, I got a cousin who you know, really, you know, sat down and talked to me and you know, tell you know, knock some sense into me. And unfortunately, he decided last year that he'd take his life. So this shoe is very important to me because he and I had this shoe. And his son actually has this shoe, and he's like, when I grow out, you can have it because I know what it means to you. But he wears it and takes really good care of it. So he and I wear this shoe. I wear this shoe every opening day for the Tigers. because that's what we shared. So it's just important to me, and I love him. And you know, you may have seen me post on my page about him every now and then. So that's my shoe.
All right. So we had, oh my God, I've seen too many sneakers and I can't keep my mind right.
It's the
Khaleesi, what did you have?
The Master 12.
Masters, thank you. Tax return. Jeez.
Sorry, I'm slacking over there.
So we have the
tax refund
Masters.
I remembered.
Yeah, Masters versus Tigers. So let me write either Master or Tiger in the. Let me see that in the chat. Jazz, what was your pick for the last one?
So I didn't remember that one.
It's Vapor Max.
Oh. And the DB7.
Yeah, good God, we are trash right now.
So I'm definitely going with the DB7. Undeniably, the detail, quality, and after 2s, I'm gonna go with 7s are my next favorite. So I think that particular 7 is fire. So I can't look, no words, fire. So you know what, Michelle, you brought it with that one. So you burned my screen. My screen is on fire when you pulled it out. So I love that one. So that's what I'm going with. What are you going with, Dan?
So for me, I think that particular like tune upper, or the Air Max Plus upper with the Vapor Max. Now, I really wanted that pair, but it was that was a women's colorway. But I just really, really like that color. Now I have the DB7s, but they are kind of underwhelming. In the DB line, you know what I mean? Like out of all the DBs I have, that one is like my least favorite.
How? Sway, how?
Well, I got the up tempos, the Kyrie 2s, the 8s.
The Kyrie 2s to me are not comparing. Those were the best of all that release. That release that came out to me, that was the jewel of that release. Yeah. And then when you compare it to previous and before, I still think that one holds a high regard. I think it's very busy. I love the accessories. I got the hoodie, homeboy with the little guitar. I got the hat with all the pins. Come on, player. That was like the bomb.
Right. I'm not saying it's not a dope shoe. I'm just saying it's the least
of your favorites, right?
Like on the DB spectrum, like that I would buy, like that are basketball.
You see, with the Vapor Max, I have an issue with Nike taking every Air Max and throwing it on a Vapor Max sole. So like they did that with the 97s, they're doing it with the pluses. Right. I mean, I kind of think that they're ruining the Vapor Max. Like the beauty of the Vapor Max is how lightweight they wear, how flexible they are with the fly knit. And I think they're kind of messing it up by throwing all these hard uppers on the Vapor Max sole. So that one, I do love the cotton candy colorway. That's the most classic colorway. People don't realize that colorway has been around since the 90s. So that came out on like Bo Jacksons, that came out on TLs, that came out on so many different Nike sneakers. So I love that cotton candy colorway, and it still pops up on Prestos all over the place. So that colorway is fire. But for this one, I'm just gonna have to go with my love of the Jordan 7.
And we'll rock that. So there was a winner, and it was the Master 12s. So Khaleesi stays alive, and we're going into round 5. We're going into round 5 now. Just to get back on track, because Michelle, you went twice first. You went first twice in a row, and we're gonna get back on track and let Kendra go back to the odd numbers. So. Who said it was simple? Take it away.
So I went with a 1, but I went with a really super dope one that embodies some of the flyest ones.
Can you lift it up?
I can.
Yeah, lateral.
There you go. Hey.
So I went with the top 3s for obvious reasons. The 1 is a very simple silhouette, but this in particular shoe, obviously with its embodiment of 3 of like the dopest ones that have ever released, in my opinion anyways, is what makes it what it is. So I went with this.
Awesome. Michelle?
Okay, so I picked the one also, and like the poem, who said it was simple, and it's oh, okay. I picked the satin one.
Oh.
So I picked this one because, um, everybody compares it to, compared it to the leather one or whatever. So in comparison, a lot of people think it's a lot more simple, but at the same time, you gotta respect the fact of the quality, like the satin, and it's how satin is represented, and it's embodies like a woman, and and it's sexual, and it's sensual, and it's a shoe that regardless of the fact, it's a stunning shoe. I mean, it's 3 colors, but it embodies so much more than that. So when you look at the shoe and and what it represents in relation to the poem, that's just what I decided to go with.
God, you girls are so hard.
Okay, so is it in the chat? I need to know what it's going to be. Is it going to be top 3 or is it going to be satin? Leave your vote in the comment down below. And our last round, the round before this, what was your choice? Yeah, I'm talking to you, Jazz.
Sorry, I'm over here playing with the chat. So we're going with the last round. What was it again? You just said it.
It was Vapor Max. Oh, no, it was 12, right?
Masters, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Masters versus the Adidas.
Right.
I love what the Adidas means to Michelle. I love how you applied it to the poem, because the poem was something that was like really dark, and it was interpreted as suicide and something very personal. And thanks for sharing that, Michelle. Thanks for being so bold and for making your story bold and for putting it out there and blast. And I feel you. I could relate, and I think that you open those doors for us to now talk about, situations in our past. And I think that's awesome. The Masters, I like them. I think they're awesome. They're super fly. They were slept on. I mean, even though everybody wanted them, they wanted them either to sell them or to trade them. I don't see a lot of people really I don't know too many people that kept them. But they were definitely slept on, and they were so clean. But for the poem and for, what it relates to, I'm going to go with Michelle's Adidas.
All right. So, yeah. And I like the Master shoe better, but the meaning and the poem and the love and the loss, it has to be the Adidas. I'm not a fan of that silhouette or that shoe, but I am I am a sucker for a heartstring story. And when, it got me. So the top 3 wins this round. So top 3 versus Satin Shadow Backboard. Top 3 got it. All right. So now we're back on track. Michelle. All right. So right now, just so we're tracking, Michelle has 3 points. Kendra has 2 points. And we're going into the 6th round. And the shadow voice, Michelle.
All right. So the poem is basically about a kid who doesn't even understand pretty much the point of a shadow. But I picked this shoe, not my shadow ones, because this shoe will always take a back seat to the shadow one. Mm-hmm. Even though it's a nice shoe, it's dope, it's a classic shoe, everybody wanted it, but when you compare it to the one, it still sat there. And I feel like if the one hadn't released, when it did, then this shoe would have sold out as well. I think just the overall hype of the ones this year has been overwhelming. So a lot of people tend to follow that. But I knew I wanted this shoe. I could wait for this shoe. It sat, but I knew that I was going to have this shoe. But, it was just kind of like the same thing, like I said, it takes a back seat to the one, which everyone tends to pick because it's a hype shoe. But this is my shadow shoe.
I for sure got those early. Kendra, what you got for the shadow voice?
Well, my story is somewhat similar to hers. Everyone usually thinks of the shadow one when they think of the shadow colorway. So I tried to keep it in the same reference as far as shadow, but go with something a little different. So I went with the 6.
Nice.
I really, really like the 6. The 6 is like one of my favorite silhouettes of Jordans besides a 1. It's up there, top 3. So that's why I picked this shoe. Can everyone see it?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a Shadow 6. I am pleasantly surprised, and I'm mad that that's not in our size.
I want to say that it was a GS release.
It is. It's a GS. Like, I would have had that shoe straight up. So in the chat, is it a 6 or is it a 10? This would be a win for Michelle and a tie game to tie it up for Kendra. Jazz, the last round, what was it for you? And remember, it was the 1 versus the 1, the satin versus top 3.
That was so hard. That was like so hard. I'm gonna go with the satin because I'm a fan of all the satin ones. I like how they improved that by putting the leather on it. I like that it's not that easy to crease. I like how it's applied to the category. I do love the top 3s. I like that you have the top 3s and not the woman's top 3s that have the freaking weird side.
I knew you was gonna say that.
You know what, Didi? Get out my head. So I love that you have the real top 3s and that shows the brand that we want the real top 3s and not the weird side top 3s. If you don't know what I'm talking about,
the rebel.
Oh, yeah.
Would Jordan wear Rebel? Never, not in a million years. So why would they make it for women?
Well, a woman designed it though.
Does that mean because a woman designs a lot of sneakers? You know,
well, I'm just saying.
But still sick because that's not.
But we moved. I mean, like you were just talking about, if we want Jordan sneakers,
right. No, I definitely
understand
understand
that. You gotta go out there and buy the women's stuff.
It's absolutely true, right? But the Rebel was there's a difference, right? That the line does. The line takes a sneaker because what do we want at the end of the day? We want men's sneakers in smaller sizes. We want good quality in smaller sizes. The Rebel is not good quality. The Rebel is a re-engineered sneaker, kind of in line with what I said about Gigi's sneaker, right? They take the sneaker, they reimagine it, they say, hey, this is for women. But that's not what we wanted. All we wanted was the same sneaker that we had before, and we just want it in our size with our same quality. So it's like, you know, it's a catch-22. So you're right. I did say support Jordan brand and everything, but the Rebel is one that it's not what we wanted. So it's kind of like with that sneaker that I was saying about Gigi. That we didn't want that. That's not even a Jordan. That's some kind of, you know, it's a lifestyle sneaker, I'm gonna call it, because you're not going on the court to play basketball with it. Doesn't have the same.
You would never see me wear those.
But the thing is I've seen women rock the Rebel and they like the Rebel, and I think that
I've rocked the Rebel before. I had the Chicago's. I have the top 3s. The only thing I really don't care for with them is the lacing, like up the side. You can't adjust it at all. I think maybe if it unlaced and you could like do a little bit, like as far as like adjusting it, I don't know.
So yeah, you can't unlace them at all, right? They're kind of there as like an attachment to the shoe.
Like it's
like,
right. Like that. There's a zip on the side, like that aspect of it I don't like. But the overall design of the shoe, I like the concept of them taking something old and making it new.
313, it don't count if you do it.
See, you know what it is like with me, I wear men's size, so I have the option to get men's sneakers. So, you know, when I'm buying premium J's and I'm buying these different concept pieces, when you make a Rebel, it just doesn't compare to what they're making for the men.
Hey, John, she voted for herself, so that the 10 doesn't won. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm waiting to see if we get one more vote. If there's one more vote,
tie again?
It is a tie. There's been a lot of ties. So I'm waiting to see if we can get one. Boom, 6. It's done. We got a round 7. It's the first round 7 tonight. So Khaleesi marks her comeback.
Hey.
And also Hanging Fire.
Oh, me? Is that me first?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I kind of went literal. Plus last week I busted out a red shoe that was one of my favorites, a 6 again. This week I busted out another red fire shoe, the Toro 4, 2013 release. Just all around heat to me. I don't know about everybody else, but I love this shoe.
Awesome. All right, so we have the Toro 4. Michelle.
I don't I don't really even know what you want to do with this.
So hanging fire. It's
Oh shit!
So this is a wash, right? So what I need y'all to do right now, is go grab the first shoe.
I declare war.
Right. So no, we can't do 3 because I gotta hit the road because there's a kid waiting at the house waiting for me to pick him up. My son is patiently waiting by the door. So I need you to go grab the first shoe that you see, the hypest thing you got, the grailiest thing you got. I want y'all to stunt. Show what's up for the ladies. Show us what's good. Levi, I'm on my way, I promise. This is the best way to end this show tonight. Is a tie going into the same shoe.
Present it at the same time.
Yeah, it'll be a 3, 2, 1. So don't show yet.
Okay. Come at the same time.
Okay. Oh, I already saw Michelle's shoe.
Don't show it. All right. So I'm gonna give it a countdown. You don't get to say anything about the shoe. Just hold the shoe up with the lateral side facing the camera like this. All right, y'all ready?
Damn,
3,
going back original sneaker battle
2, 1. Bring it.
Oh, she got cherry.
All right, so chat, cherry 12, or is that the Singles Day, or is that the Tuxedo 13?
It is.
Oh my God, Dan!
That's
you know what?
Okay. So is it the 13 or is it the 12? What's it gonna be? I need to know right now.
1996. Wow, Michelle.
That's an OG?
Yeah, 1996.
This is
Mister.
it.
All right, so it's an OG. We have an OG cherry. That is the Singles Day 2017 13th. So it's an Asia exclusive. So we have an OG versus a hype Asia exclusive with the 3M that pops. I need to know what y'all think.
I should pull out my OG pair too.
So
wow.
I'm not gonna say anything yet because I'm gonna let it play out. But I know what I would pick.
This is a very intense.
Right, you know.
Round.
This is so awesome.
This has been dope, ladies.
For the culture, B, for the culture.
For the community.
Community. We have our own language. We have our own holidays.
Bingo.
We have our own legacies to pass down. This is a culture, B. Community.
Right, yeah.
You know, Clark Kent has that same. Have you been listening to Clark Kent? Because he says the same thing. He says culture versus there's the culture versus community battle with him.
Right. Yeah. I think it's a community, not a culture.
Well, if you look at the definition for culture, you know what? You haven't read my blogs, because if you would have read my blog,
I read your blogs. I just don't necessarily agree with all of it.
I defined what a culture is, and if you apply to what the meaning of culture is, we fall into a culture. You can pass this down.
Right, but I mean, like, the culture is.
For another day.
We have our own language.
We will come back to this. We
have our own language. So, stop it, 5.
Khaleesi, thank you so much for joining us during this battle. It's been such an honor to have you on the show. Michelle, congratulations on the win. We'll see you next week.
Good job, baby girls. Good job. You guys are amazing.
That was by far the best battle. Like Khaleesi with the comeback, and then the tie, the same shoe at the end.
Punching.
It
was just like awesome.
So thank y'all ladies so much for joining us. Usual suspects. Thank you as always. And make sure you join us to our Monday. We will have FBCC, or the creator of the VV1. He was a customizer for a while, and now he's creating his own shoe. We'll have him next week. Nice. God, you know what I'm talking about? FBCC.
Wait a minute. You got wait. Time out. You got DFBCC?
Yeah, he's coming on.
Holy fuck!
It is a walking contradiction, and
I'm excited to see his view on the show tonight. As always, a special thank you goes out to Fresh Kicks.
You guys did awesome. You guys are amazing.
To the ladies that won, congratulations. To the ladies that didn't quite make it through, congratulations. Y'all are all amazing. You know, there's always that one dude that leaves a thumb down, but the fact of the matter is he gave us his view, and that's still AdSense money. So shout out to him.
Thank you, baby, for watching us.
Shout out to my co-host with the mostest. Kixie, you got any parting words for us?
Yes, these girls did amazing. They brought the heat out. They brought the fire. They show that the women's battles are awesome. They show why men like you support us so much. You keep us on top. And shout out to you for always thinking about us girls, for always thinking about putting us in a positive light, and for putting us on the midsole to show that the midsole supports us too, baby.
Don't worry. It's not going to be the last time you see ladies on the midsole.
Definitely not. So, with that being said, thank you so much for joining us tonight for this longer battle. It actually ran about 2 hours. You know, I'm so glad to have everybody here tonight. And DD, since you stuck around with us to the very bitter end, you got any parting words for us?
Yeah, this was girls. You guys did an amazing job, and the fact that y'all was able to pick a shoe in like less than 5 seconds, that was amazing, because it would take me 10 minutes to fucking choose a shoe.
Oh shit.
So thank you so much for joining us tonight. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And we will see you for sure on Monday night back in the usual suspects. Bye, y'all. All right.